All right, perfect. Let's get started.
Yay. What's your intro?
You're about to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, happy Friday. Excuse the face, I just woke up. I'm gonna get ready for work today, and it is time for another interview. We are interviewing Jamillia today. Oh, I can't wait. She is just a gorgeous person inside and out, and I just have this feeling she's going to talk my ear off because she's just a talker. She's very personable, she's very likable, and she makes for a great bartender. Even though I've never worked with her before, I just know her personality definitely comes through behind the bar. So I think she's gonna give you guys a lot of insight, and yeah, let's go. I'm excited. Let's do this.
Ready? Welcome, everyone. We are back with another episode of Barside Manner. Today I'm with someone who is just gorgeous on the inside and the outside, and we've actually never even had a conversation about the bar before, so I'm super excited to hear what she has to say. This is going to be totally natural. And yeah, welcome, Jamillia.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Love Simone.
Yes, I love you.
Oh.
I haven't worked with you in so long.
I know.
But literally, I love seeing your face. I'm literally fangirling over you.
Oh my God, stop.
You know, there's always people out there where you're like their silent fan.
Oh my God, that's
you're
me
my
with
silent
you.
fan.
Stop.
Like,
yeah.
I see what you're doing, and I'm just like, oh, she's great. I love her.
Oh my God, that's me with everyone. Are you kidding me? I feel like a stalker on social media. I'm
Right.
like, yes, pop off, go.
You're like, let me check her profile real quick, and then you're just spending like a half hour.
Rabbit hole.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk about the bar with you because literally we've never even worked together behind a bar.
No, we haven't. We just always kind of talk about it in passing.
Yeah.
So now we can talk about it more in depth.
Usually you're like, hey, there's this bar gig that's happening.
Yeah.
You gonna join? And I'm like, sure. And then it never happens.
No, I know, it really doesn't.
That's the bar life.
This is the bar gig that's now happening.
Right, exactly. All right, girl. So let's get started.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know exactly how you started.
Yeah.
In the bartending industry.
Yeah. So I started back at a corporate bar when I was in undergrad at Westchester University. Shout out.
She's a smarty.
And basically I just started, I feel like, a more traditional way, I would say. So I started off as a server and then graduated and just gradually moved my way on up. They were like, hey, we need someone to go behind the bar. And I was like, okay, cool. And that's kind of like where it started from there. And then you start to meet a lot of people, connections, your regulars. They see you behind the bar. They ask you to bartend one of their backyard weddings, one of their backyard gigs. And then slowly but surely, I'm sure we'll get into it, you start to maybe endeavor into different settings. So yeah. I've jumped between corporate bartending, dive bartending, now country club bartending, and maybe a little bit of mobile bartending with some friends. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're really kind of out there in the industry,
experiencing it all.
Yeah. getting the gist of exactly what you like.
Yeah, for sure.
What type of environment you like to be in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Awesome. Do you remember how you felt when you first started?
Absolutely. So I feel like the corporate bartending, I worked at a sports bar primarily where a lot of women work, and there can be a lot of that caddy atmosphere.
Yes.
And I remember when I got moved up to bartending, it was like, why her? It was and I
you mean from
the other servers. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And I we were just discussing, I'm the biggest fan of everyone. So I actually went to my manager and I was like, hey, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. If anyone else deserves to get moved up to bar before me,
you're so sweet. Wow.
Seriously, put them on. And I just remember word for word, still love this bar manager to this day. She was like, you show up on time, you look presentable, and you look like you want to be here. I decided to move you up. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, if anyone has a problem with that, they can come talk to me.
That's amazing.
So I was like, all right. And honestly, because of her, she instilled confidence in me. Mm-hmm. And those bartenders I learned how to make cocktails and drinks with, they're still great. I'm still close friends with them. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started. And it was a lot of fear and imposter syndrome. But then once you start making a few drinks and cocktails and people are usually super kind and nice to you, it's kind of becomes second nature and you're good to go.
It does, because you can practically go to any bar and kind of just jump right in.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think is like the most important part about going from bar to bar?
I think the most important skill overall is like communication and multitasking. So between corporate bartending and dive bartending, like you guys are gonna have your cocktail list.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if someone's like vodka cran or tequila like cranberry, like those are like simpler, like one liquor, like mixing cocktail drinks. But once you have someone like asking for like a dirty martini and then an old fashioned, and then you also want like a Malibu Bay Breeze over here, it's like, okay, like I'm gonna get to you in a minute, sir. And then someone also wants like a pumpkin frozen drink. It's like, all right, like we're just gonna like wait a minute, let's calm down. Like I'm always just very honest with everyone, and I'm like, I see you, I hear you, I'm getting to you, I'm making my way. I think the best time to learn how to multitask and move fast is the service bar.
Yes,
like
for
if
sure.
you have a service bar at your restaurant, your bar, wherever you are, if they put you on there, like that is the best way to learn.
Top tier respect right there.
Like
for sure.
Service bartender, you're gonna get your ass kicked. You're gonna learn the most on the service bar, I'm telling you, because that's when those crazy drink orders start coming in, and you're making everything for the servers on top of people that are right by that section that are still asking you to make them something. So like the multitasking right there is already super helpful, and that just transcends to any other setting you go to.
But wait, I have to interrupt you for a second because there's something I've been doing with all of my interviews, and I just have to let them know real quick. This is a big park that we're at right now. Kids keep walking by.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, I would have reached into my little bag over here and I would have grabbed us a shot to take real quick.
I know.
But I just, there's so many kids.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
So
And dogs.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
We're
okay.
going out after this anyway, so we'll take shots then.
Sounds good.
We're gonna be drinking all night, so it's fine. As a woman behind a bar,
Mhm.
you are extremely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that you have had some type of encounter with men, women, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Care to share a story? Do you have anything?
Yes. So the one that comes to mind specifically for men, and I don't think it goes away, it happens all the time, is like for me being a woman of like mixed background, it's always the, oh hun, like what are you? Before I even get to say like my name or what are you drinking. And it's always like, I'm Black and Filipino, by the way, Black and Filipino. And I'll say that and they're like, oh man, I guessed right, $10. I swear to God, they bet. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, haha, are we gonna do shots now?
See, they don't
like,
do that with me because I'm Black.
No, but like, it's like really, it's like awkward.
No, that is.
Because in my mind now, I'm like, so y'all have been talking about me for how long until I made it over here to ask for your drink?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then for females, if they're not paying attention to rotation, like I said, I'm always about multitasking, communicating. I see you, babe. I'm coming over. I see you. I got you. You're next. I'm working this way. A lot of times they get very catty. They get very snippy. They think you're going to all the men first.
Yes.
And that's not true. Like, if anything, I'm a girl's girl. I'd rather go to a female before I go to a male. I'm going to be honest.
You think that has something to do with like jealousy just because you are?
I don't know.
Beautiful?
Thank you. I think a lot of it, people aren't patient. And I mean, I think jealousy could be it, but I'm never one to like think that or express that, to be completely honest. I've had an older lady call me a bitch before. And she was like, I'm better than you. Like, I drive a BMW. And I was like, okay, like, I don't care.
And what tipped you like $2 probably?
She didn't even tip me anything. And it's because her drink was taking too long. But like, she was already drunk at this point, mind you. But yeah, like she just started going on like a huge like rant, like a rampage. So that's like a story that sticks out to me.
So are you like a bar trainer? Are you like the go-to bartender to train people?
No, I try to stay away from that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you would be the type to want to train.
No, not really. Like I said, I like to stay behind the scenes. The only time I train, I like to call myself like a baby bartender. Like we were just before this video started, we just discussed like how people have been doing this for like years.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm very new to the game. Like I started bartending in like 2019, so it's only been like 5 years.
But do you think the amount of time you've been bartending is that important?
I do think it's important, but I also am not proud to say like a people pleaser. So like today, like I actually work today. It's my outfit. In transition, I was like, hey, to the nighttime bartender, I was like, do you need anything? Like, do you need more ice? Do you need more glasses? Like, I'm the type of person, I will stay 30 minutes longer after my shift is over to make sure that I set you up for success and like you're happy with everything, because I know everyone has a different way and likes to set up things differently when they're behind the bar. So like me as a morning bartender, I love it because I'm going to set it up the way I like it.
For sure.
But then when the nighttime bartender comes in, I'm like, okay, what do you want? What can I do to make your shift easier? What do you like? And I think that's hard when some places don't have standards and some places have standards. And it's like, well, you already know, check this off the list, do this, XYZ, do this.
Yes.
So yeah, I never, like, I feel like I don't train someone where I'm like, okay, like count your shots or use a jigger or like things like that. But definitely in the sense of like, hey guy, hey girl, like the next time like I'm working, you know, I'm coming in for you. Like I prefer things to be like this, and this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's almost like maybe like a nice little code between you guys where it's like, oh shit, like I know Jamillia's coming in and she likes her ice stocked. Like, so I'm going to make sure I do that. Like, I don't know. That's my type of training.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a great bartender though, because you're mindful of the next person.
I am. Yeah.
You know, and
that's important.
It's very important. We appreciate bartenders like that.
Yes.
I'm like that myself.
Yes, because
I'm not trying to toot my own
like
horn.
literally next topic maybe, but setting yourself up for success. Like I just don't understand how there aren't glasses or there's no fruit or there's no like liquor or there's no like cans after you've used it all. Like it's just kind of mean.
Can you check my lip? Did a bug just fly on my lip?
Wait, I think it did. Cut this out. Cut this out. Cut this out.
That's so gross.
Okay.
Is it still there?
It's gone. It's gone. It was like a little gnat.
Damn bugs. I can't stand the outside.
Yeah, so setting up for success. Please be mindful and help your fellow bartenders out, or your morning or night shift bartender. It doesn't matter. I just feel like if you're using cans, replace them. If you use all the ice, put more ice. If you used all the glasses, restock the glasses, because it kind of sucks coming in the next shift and the mats aren't clean, the bar's not wiped down.
Yeah, you don't want to be a messy bartender.
Yeah, or you're coming in at night and you're like, oh my god, like why are all these bottles like that? Like, no one gave me my backups. Like whatever. Maybe that's just me being a Karen. If I was training more often, maybe that's something I'd train and teach.
What do you think people would say about working with you?
Oh my gosh, they'd be like, she's chill. No, seriously, I think I communicate. That's probably the key word of this podcast, where I'm like, hey, like, do you mind grabbing me like a backup of Tito's, or can you pour green tea shots while I do this? Yeah, so actually at not my current bar, but my first bar I started at and my summer bar, I do work with one other person, and I'm always like, do you want the front or back? Like, we got to start there.
Okay.
Because typically my bars are circle bars. So I'm like, do you want the front or back?
Love a good circle bar.
Yeah. I'll call front, I'll call back, whatever he wants. I'm a mindful person. I'll just take whatever you don't want. So if you want the front, I'll take the back. You got it. And then I'm always like, I'm moving left to right. Okay. We only have one fridge, unfortunately. Just thinking specifically about my one bar with all the cans. I overhear that my front bartender needs like a Corona. I'm like, here, I already got it. Like, it's just like communicating. I think they would say like, she's chill, because half the time, like, I really don't care. And then I think I'm fun. I'm a good time. Yeah, I think they'd say that. She's pretty loud. Yeah, they'd probably say all those things.
Oh, cool. I love that. Maybe I have to go interview some of her coworkers.
Yeah.
What would you say about Jamillia?
Yeah, don't tell me, actually.
I literally can't tell you because, again, we've never worked together.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about being a bartender?
Oh my goodness, the networking and connections and my regulars.
That's literally what I say all the time.
Yes, like 1,010%. I'm obsessed with a lot of my regulars, and I've met a lot of cool people. I hate to even give them that name. Like, some of them are generally my friends now. Yes. And whether you are a consistent friend that comes to that bar often or someone that I just met for that very first time, it's honestly just like the conversations that you have. Like, I learned so much. My one bar, humble brag really quick, but I recently just graduated with my master's, and
a queen.
A lot of my regulars / friends had me on Facebook, and all of them were commenting like, congratulations, you worked so hard.
That's so sweet.
Because in the downtime, please check with your bar manager if you're ever allowed to do this, but in the downtime, I would just always be on my laptop, like doing homework, working on my resume. I would like give my laptop to some of my regulars and be like, can you double check this for me? Like, can you look at it? Like, what looks right? What looks wrong? Sometimes they're answering questions for me. I graduated. Sorry, professors. So it was just nice to know that like my victory also meant so much to them. Like, they generally become your family. They become your friends. And, you're there for a longer period of time in comparison to like serving. I don't take that away. Like, when I was serving, I definitely still was able to have like conversations with people, but you're dealing with maybe like 5, 6, 7 tables at a time.
Yes.
So you're kind of more like touch and go in comparison to like at the bar where maybe they're staying there for the whole game and you're talking to them for those whole 2 hours. You see them again the next time. You already know their like regular drink order and you already have it prepared
you
by
build
the time. The rapport.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sure.
And they actually like care about you and you care about them. So the networking, the friendships, and the conversations, like hands down every single time, like favorite part. I can't think of anything better.
Notice how she didn't say the money. Like,
yeah, no, that too sometimes.
So humble, because honestly, like, I love the networking and the connections as well, but I also really love the money.
Of course, yeah.
You know, you need to pick up a quick shift, and then there you go. You just made $600.
Oh, for
sure.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's very doable. Was bartending a big part of you getting through school?
Absolutely. So after undergrad, I actually took 3 years off, and I worked between bartending and serving, and it allowed me to actually go back for my master's. I was really blessed, and I got a graduate assistantship that helped pay for like housing, tuition. So like that was a huge chunk as well. But no, I was bartending and in the service industry in those amount of
That's
years.
Amazing.
Yeah. So.
And I know you're searching for your big girl job now.
I am, yes.
Do you think you're still going to try and do like bartending?
Oh, I'm not stopping. I literally talk about it all the time. It's because of how much fun it is. Like, the conversations, the people you meet, the networking connections, it's just a good time. It's fun. And if you choose what we said in the very beginning, if you choose the right bar, it doesn't feel like work. Like, my most recent bars, like I have not walked in sometimes where I'm like, I don't want to do this, you know? And if I do, my attitude changes quickly because I'm really lucky. One of my bars is outside in the summertime. So like the sun is out, it's shining. I don't have to deal with food. My regulars come, they actually feed me. And they're like, Jamillia, I made this for dinner last night. Here you go. I'm like, you're the best. Yeah, it's a good time. It's fun. And then you are also making money. Like, you can't beat that, you know?
And you do that a lot. Like, every summer, I feel like you have a different bar that you work at. You love summer bars.
I do. I love a good summer bar. This one that I've been consistent. This will be my 4th summer.
Oh, good.
At this one, yeah.
Oh, I have to come visit you.
Yeah, you do. I don't know if I'm allowed to say names, but...
That's totally up to you.
Oh, the Flying W is amazing. Please come visit in Hainesport.
She will for sure take care of you. I'm sure you can already get that vibe, honestly.
Super fun. There's a pool and everything, and you can see airplanes.
Oh,
yeah, it's cool. It's a good vibe.
I'm watching a good airplane.
And there's cover bands and like concert bands there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How long is it open for? Like, what's the
Memorial Day to Labor Day. The bar is only open on the weekends, so you're just only going to see me on the weekends. From 12, like, not me forgetting my hours.
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, like, it's been a minute. No, we open at 12 and we go till 9 p.m.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
So there you go. But if you want to swim Monday through Thursday, you can.
There she goes, advertising yourself. That's so cute. What do you think the most important part about being a bar? Like, what type of qualities do you have to be a bartender?
Ooh. I think you definitely need to have some thick skin. I think that's for one.
Yeah, depending on where you work, especially.
Yeah, depending where you work, especially. And we can go into more detail about that. I think another quality is it just comes with the territory. You have to want to be a people person. You're going to talk to people. Sometimes you are their therapist. Trust me, there were shifts where I did not want to be, but you just have to be.
Yeah.
And then I think another important quality too is just being mindful and being respectful and understanding that like you may have to work with others, or you may not, and just having that good transition time of like I'm going to do this, this, and this. I stocked you up. I made you successful for your shift.
Yes.
I think that's a super important quality as well. In honesty, I'm really blessed that all of the people I've worked with behind the bar have been honest. I've heard
because you're dealing with cash.
You're dealing with cash. You're dealing with like tabs open. You're dealing with maybe sometimes people are walking out on the tab. Like I'm really blessed that I've never had an issue where like I couldn't trust people that I was working with.
Yeah.
And I'm sure maybe in this series you might meet a bartender that was like, that girl stole $100 from me. But like I'm really
Definitely.
I'm blessed that like everyone I've worked with and I work with are like, she's honest, she's professional, she's mindful, and I actually like talk to my people at the bar.
Amazing.
And strong skin, because trust me, because some people are going to try to test you and you got to just like rub it off.
They really are. Like guests and the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
Think about that one person. I know you have one.
Yeah.
Because everyone has one. Think about that one person behind the bar that you genuinely just will never work with again. Describe their traits.
Okay. I have two kinds.
Oh, two. All right.
So I have the one where they are so nice. Super sweet.
Like, are you thinking about a person right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So nice. Super sweet. But maybe they're just not on the same vibe as you. So maybe they just want to work at a slower pace. Maybe they can't handle as many orders. Like maybe they're not as good with counting cash. You know what I mean? So like there's that. And I think that can be very frustrating when you're behind the bar with that type of person and you're not, what's that word? Empatico? In sync, kind of.
Okay.
Where it's like, wow, like I'm out here busting like 20 people and you're still at like customer number 5.
Right.
You know, so that can be frustrating.
Because you're splitting the money at the end of the day.
Exactly. And then another, so maybe that wasn't anyone in particular, but like I do be thinking about that sometimes. But somebody in particular, you're just mean, okay? Where you're just bossing at this point. So you're like, go here, make this, grab this, do this.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, we're supposed to be a team and you keep sending me off to do all these little runaround errands and I'm not behind the bar. And this is bars that deal with food. So it's like, Jamillia, go grab me a ranch over there. Or like, Jamillia, did you go grab the plate from over here? Or like, Jamillia, can you just go back in the kitchen check? And it's like, yo, it's like, yo, like I want to be behind the bar. Like, maybe if my skills aren't up to par with you, maybe we can have that conversation later or something. But it's like now when you're starting to boss me around and I can't do the job that I need to do to help you guys out, like we're gonna run into some issues and problems. Yeah. Yes. And then another thing too is I have heard horrible stories about counting money. So I like to do everything out in the open. I'm like, count this, count mine, count yours, count the drawer again. Like, let's be witnesses to each other. And I don't mean to offend anyone when I do that. I just know we all come from different bars and different backgrounds that like, I just want to be mindful of like where you come from. So I'm like, hey, like if Simone has dealt with like theft in the past, like I'm just going to make sure like I don't give you an opportunity to even think that like something like that with me would happen. So I'm like, here's all the money, girl. Like you count it. Like no questions asked. Like here you go.
I am someone that prefers the money to be counted like in front of me.
Yes, absolutely.
Or at least with someone else. You know,
yeah, for sure.
If you're taking that bucket and you're walking to the back of house and you're totally alone, I'm not trusting you.
Yeah.
I can't.
And it's no offense to you. It's just, I don't even want to give someone that
sketchy.
thought, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like,
don't let me think that way about you.
No, exactly.
I'm always going to be watching you now.
Right. And some of my bars I do take it in the back or downstairs because my one bar is like up high. But then again, like I come back to my bartender and I'm like, here's everything. And they're like, how much is it? I'm like, I don't even know. Like I just split it. So count everything just to be safe.
Yeah.
Like you tell me. Okay.
What about you makes you a great bartender?
Oh, I don't know.
Go ahead, gloat.
I hate talking about myself.
Nope, that's what this interview is for.
I can remember a lot. I do very good with that. I can go from one person to one person and be like, all right, he wants 3 Miller Lights. She wants some Malibu Bay Breeze. He wants to do a tequila sunrise. One will Casamigos, one with Cuervo. And then like
make all the drinks.
And make all the drinks, give it out, and then do the change. So I'm very good at multitasking and remembering. And then I am a really good listener. I think on top of making drinks, like that's important too. Like you have to provide the hospitality, the service side as well.
Yes.
Like I think a lot of times you can get into a rhythm of like, okay, $10, here's your drink, next, you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times it might be so silly, but I'm like, all right, enjoy that. Or I'm like, was it good? Or like, did you like it?
But
And
that's what makes your money.
Yeah.
Having a personality.
right. And I think something for me is I generally do care. Like, if I make you a margarita, I'm looking at your face. I'm like, was it good? Like, did you like it? Do you want more sour? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, little things like that I feel like go very far. Or like, oh my God, I don't know what I want. Okay, do you want a beer? Do you want a cocktail? Do you want something sweet? Do you want something with dark liquor? Like, what do you want to do here? And then let's like work together to get you what you want. I feel like a lot of times, well, if it's busy, that's another story. But I feel like a lot of times people don't have the patience to do that. They're just like, here's a list. Just pick something off the cocktail list.
Yeah, you have to definitely be knowledgeable.
Right.
You know, it's easy to just be like, okay, here's Malibu Bay Breeze.
Right.
But
and also just not care. Because sometimes people really just want to come up to the bar and be like, hey, like, I don't know what I want. And sometimes people might just be like, just here's the cocktail list. Like, tell me when you're ready.
Yes.
You know?
I hate that.
Yeah. And I feel like it's okay if some of the people you've already interviewed feel this way or your future people. But, like, I think those are the people you can really tell they're just in it for the money.
Yeah.
Like, and, of course, money makes the world go round. It pays our bills. Don't get me wrong. But I think you have to enjoy what you're doing. And I feel like sometimes when people come to the bar and order, they see that. They're like, oh, this girl actually wants to be here today.
Yes.
Because trust me, you're drinking in this beautiful 85-degree weather with an in-ground pool next door. I want to do that too. Don't get it twisted. But I'm happy to be serving you. Yes.
For sure. You
and
have
I think
to
people
enjoy
see
it.
that.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know who's coming up to the bar.
Right.
Like, I can come up to the bar and I'm just standing there and I see how the bartender's interacting with me. If they're interacting like a person that doesn't want to be there, I'm going to tip you the minimum, you know?
Right, for sure.
If I see a Jamillia come to the bar and she's all smiley and happy and, you know, conversing with me and building that rapport,
Yeah.
I'm going to give her like 50%. So what's your favorite drink to make?
Oh, to make?
Yeah.
Oh, I would be lying. The simplest stuff. I'm talking like one liquor cocktail.
Stop.
No, I'm serious. I'm all about speed. But because I like these drinks myself, my favorite drink is a dirty martini, straight up. Extra dirty, extra olive, super cold.
I'm going to throw up.
I know. And then on top of that, I make a bomb Bloody Mary.
Excuse me, I'm literally gonna throw up. Like, what?
Yes.
Ew,
And
you literally just said both drinks that I
know,
with
but
a passion.
Like I love those drinks. So when people order them, I'm like, I got you, girl, because I know how I like my dirty martinis and my Bloody Marys. And the trick is like spicy brown mustard. It has a horseradish in it.
Oh.
Yeah, and I like mine spicy. And sometimes you can do like Guinness. I don't do Guinness, but I've seen people do that. But spicy brown mustard, I'm telling you, it has a horseradish in it.
No, I love that.
Try it.
That's literally another reason why I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I would have never known that. I don't drink Bloody Marys. I hate Bloody Marys.
I think it's an amazing trick. Spicy brown mustard. What's the next question? Your worst drink to make?
Sure. What's your worst drink to make?
The ones I hate making are old fashions and Manhattans.
That's literally what I love.
Oh, that's funny. I think it's fun with the little like orange peel and the cherry, and then you stir. But I'm like, I don't drink it, so.
No, I get that. Just like I don't like martinis and I don't like Bloody Mary, so it's not like my go-to to make.
Right.
But I will make a bomb-ass old-fashioned or Manhattan, you know?
I did work a bourbon party. Like, not too long ago. It was actually a good time. I learned a lot. I was not knowledgeable. There was like a bourbon rep and like everything. Not knowledgeable about bourbon at all. Obviously, I don't drink it.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about like some of the brands that were first introduced like way back in the day and how some of them are smoky and the type of years that they have. And she was very knowledgeable. I was just there to take her bottle and make the drinks. But
I mean,
there's people that are literally bourbon reps. Crazy, but
yeah, there's definitely reps in like all categories. Just like me, I'm terrible with wine. Don't ask me about wine. I know Moscato is sweet and that's about it.
Yeah, wine connoisseurs.
Yeah. What about you? Could you work on as a bartender?
Oh my goodness, mental math maybe.
Oh, with those like the quick bars,
Yeah,
like the
like,
nightclubs.
yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness. When someone hands me 20 and it was like $7, I'm like, hold up. I'm like, all right, let me do, like, I could go 10 times
Come
faster
on,
with
that's
that.
easy. It's when
Yeah.
you add change in there. That's when I start getting
I'm
mixed
really
up.
blessed where I have not worked with like quarters and change.
Okay.
Actually, the bar I work at right now, I just round up and down. They have change, but I just round up and down. Don't tell my boss that. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not giving out change. It's too much. I'm not doing it. Everything should be an even number.
For sure.
So yeah, that's something I could definitely work on. And there's a lot of things I could actually work on. Oh my gosh, definitely the money thing, being quicker with that. Oh my gosh, I was doing something today where I was like, oh my gosh,
you can learn more about whiskey.
Yes, I can learn
There
more
you
about
go.
whiskey. Like, there's so many things. Maybe just more fun shots. I feel like now that I don't drink as much and like in college and stuff, like I'm like, I don't really know that anymore. Let me like look it up. But never be too humble to look something up.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes people say something and I'm like, I have never heard of that. Do you know what's in it? And then they'll tell me, or I have to just Google it. And I'm like, oh, I call it something else or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because you're not going to know everything.
You're not.
And that's the big thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people, before they get started, they're like, how am I supposed to know all these drinks today?
Oh, yeah.
It's repetition, first of all.
Yes.
You're going to make these drinks, like, multiple times. You should all know what a green tea shot is.
Or white tea.
Or white tea. Yeah, that's becoming popular.
That's my favorite.
But, yeah, you kind of just have to be honest sometimes and be like, I have no clue what that is. Let me just look it up real quick and let me see if I have the ingredients.
So someone today ordered a Swedish fish shot. What is that?
Heard of it. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's in it.
I've definitely made it throughout my bartending experience throughout the years.
I've never heard of it.
It's just not one of those drinks that get ordered enough.
Really?
You know, so I'm gonna forget.
It was an older woman, and then she was like, I don't want it anymore.
Oh!
Like, okay. I was like, I'll Google it.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, just give me 2 seconds.
I'm sure it's just a bunch of like flavored liqueurs.
I know. Well, then there was a wedding today, so like they all ordered like green tea shots, and she's like, I want what they're having, and I was like, you just said Swedish fish, but okay.
So cute.
Yeah.
Aw, she doesn't know.
I know.
Some people you could just tell like they really just don't drink like that.
No, they don't. Yeah.
Okay. What's some advice you would give someone who is just starting out? Ooh. You've already given a lot of advice, honestly. If you repeat yourself, it's fine.
Okay, some advice. Let's start from the very beginning. If you want to become a bartender and you're going the more traditional route that I did and you're starting as a server, or maybe you're on a country club type thing and you're a bev cart girl, I don't think there's any harm in speaking up and being like, hey, like, I want to get behind the bar. Like, I want to move up. Closed mouths don't get fed. So do not hesitate to speak up if the opportunity is not being presented to you. My mom's favorite quote is, an opportunity may not always present itself, so you have to present the opportunity. So go to your manager, whoever's in charge, the boss, the lead bartender, whatever, and just be like, hey, like, what can I do to possibly get some shifts behind the bar or like work my way up to the bar? That's like step one. Speak up, ask. And a lot of times people assume, so they're not going to know you want to be behind the bar unless you say something. So let's start there. Once you're actually behind the bar, breathe. Okay. It's scary. It's intimidating because, like Simone just said, you feel like you see all the bartenders that you've known making like 20 different drinks, making all these shots, taking multiple tabs at once. Breathe. You'll get there. Repetition does a lot. And like, maybe I sound corny, but like, don't be afraid to go home and like study. Like, just look up a couple shots, cocktails, like basic stuff that people order all the time, like an orange crush or a martini or like a green tea shot. And that way you can come in feeling a little bit more confident. I don't condone this, but if you want to drink as well, like definitely you'll be able to figure out all the different craft beers, ones that are more citrusy, hoppy, a fruit beer, a wheat, a pale ale. Could you tell that I worked at a sports bar?
Yes, literally.
Yeah. So if you want to drink and test them all, go on ahead. And then I think another thing too is just a lot of like self-reflection. Like I said, I'm very mindful. So like I always ask bartenders that I'm working with, like, hey, like, did I set you up for success? Is there anything that you want me to work on? do you like how I set up the bar today? Like, what's your preference? So again, just like asking questions, and don't be so hard on yourself, and don't be embarrassed, because like today, like some lady asked me for a Swedish fish shot, and I was like, I don't know how to make that. So I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah.
And you talk to bartenders with like 50 years of experience, and they're like, I still Google stuff.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. You had a lot of advice.
I know I did.
All right, girl. I have to be honest with you. So before we started this interview, you were nervous because
Yeah,
you
I
were
was.
like, I think I have imposter syndrome.
I do.
I may have to cut out this video because I can kind of tell.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're good.
Sorry.
You're fine.
No, you were literally amazing.
What? Oh my God. You're so annoying. I literally said that. I was like, cut me out.
You didn't think I was serious?
Yes, I did.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I literally messaged Simone today. And I was like, well, yesterday we were talking about this, and I was like, listen, like, I'm a baby bartender. If you find anyone better, like, please take them. Like, it's fine. And she was like, I think you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay.
Like, come on. She was great. She gave so much valuable
Thanks.
advice. I'm so happy. I can already tell this is going to be a great video.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I wish we worked behind a bar together.
I know. We have to make it happen.
I know.
Okay. So get me a job at your
yeah.
your
all my
spot next
places.
summer.
Yeah. Right. Seriously.
Literally networking. You know.
Favorite part.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Another favorite part, after shift drinks.
Yes. If the bar allows it.
Yeah. And if not, just become a paying customer.
No, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not wrong.
You're not getting my money. Absolutely not.
But you're lying if you think you haven't given your bar money. So.
Facts. Well, thank you so much. Do you have anything else to say? Anything else we missed that you wanted to talk about?
Actually, I do have a topic.
Okay.
Simone's gonna be like, I already know. Corporate bartending versus dive bartending.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh! It's
Yes.
literally what we talked about yesterday, and I didn't even bring it up.
Just like a quick little spiel, I feel like corporate bartending, there's a lot more standards, checklists, which is good, which is great. I feel like, especially when it comes to cleanliness, there's so many more
Steps. Oh, for sure.
steps to go through. But then everything is kind of like set for the next person, and you follow like that good procedure. And a lot of times, pros and cons, you might have like management like backing you up in case you have like those Karens or those like unprofessional remarks or uncomfortable remarks from like customers. Dive bartending is very chill, very lax, sometimes too lax. And pros and cons with this is your management might not be there to back you up, or they might be there tenfold and be like, that person can get kicked out the bar. I feel like a lot of times at corporate, it's very like the customer's always right.
Yes.
And with dive, it's like, it's my bar, so I don't care type of feel.
What do you prefer?
I love dive bartending. I meet the greatest people. There's just less pressure, but I started in corporate, and I don't regret that by any means. I think corporate, you make 10 times more interesting drinks because you get a lot of different like seasonal cocktails. You're making more fancier drinks like the martinis, old fashions, Manhattans, things of that sort. I had a frozen blender machine, so like I got to like experiment with like that. But definitely with like dive, you become more like family oriented sometimes. Like I get to show up in like leggings and like a cropped beer t-shirt. Like I got to choose my uniform. If there was like a sports game on, I know some bars let you, but like I got to wear whatever like sports team I wanted. If you have an idea, you get to like bring it up to your manager, and they're like, decorate it however you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes I did miss the structure. Like my schedule was like a text message. Corporate, you usually get like an app or something, and there's more help, there's more backup, there's more coverage. Dive is like, you are set for this day, this day, this day, and that's you, girl. Those are your days.
Yes.
So that could be a lot of ups and downs with that, but there's pros and cons for everything. I love that I started in corporate. I think everyone, if you can, maybe should get a taste of both, you know?
You should.
Yeah.
You should kind of see, because, you know, there's corporate, there's family-owned dive
Yes,
bars.
yes.
There's
country clubs. Yeah. Backyard weddings, mobile bartending businesses.
For sure. Yeah. Fine dining.
Fine dining. That's one I haven't done. I don't think I ever will.
Everyone I've talked to so far said the same thing.
Yeah, I'm being kind of biased. I don't think that one's as fun. I really don't.
It's not.
I'm
And
sure
let
you
me
make
stop. I
bank.
can't say it's not because
Yeah, I haven't done
tried
it.
either.
Yeah.
It just looks boring.
It looks a little boring, guys.
Not
I
our
don't
vibe.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it could be a lot of stuck up people. I don't know. It just seems very slow paced with jazz music.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So,
Maybe one day I can interview someone who has actually worked at a
fine dining place. Yeah,
place.
like a steakhouse or something.
Yeah, and kind of
because I'm sure their perspective is awesome because they probably make so many different. I mean, like I love a good martini, like a salted caramel one or something. Like they probably have so many recipes in the back of their hands.
Is that what you're about to go drink now?
No. I need something more bubbly, more fun.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
not a Bloody Mary. I won't order that. Don't worry. It's too late for that. If you order a Bloody Mary in the afternoon, like
or a
just,
mimosa.
yeah, just like
Don't do it.
no,
it's weird.
do whatever you want. I'll make it for you.
We're literally like we're talking about you. We're like, who ordered this?
We're judging. Maybe.
Oh, table number 63.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Let me see what they look like.
Oh, they look like a Bloody Mary at 5
Yeah.
p.m. drinker.
Yeah, I know,
You know?
seriously. With their like salmon and rice, maybe.
Right.
The math is not mathing.
It's very odd. Don't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think what Simone and I were saying way earlier, like test out different settings, you know? Like if you want to try fine dining, sure. Then you want to go over to dive, corporate, family owned, mobile bartending, you know? Is someone gonna interview you? Like you switched out and did mobile bartending, like
We
again,
haven't gotten to me yet. We haven't gotten to me yet. They literally know nothing about me.
Oh,
They're
okay,
just
never
like,
mind.
Yeah.
Well,
it's an idea.
little preview. Simone has done mobile bartending, and it's like
I'm still doing mobile bartending.
She's still doing
I have
mobile
my own
bartending.
business.
Exactly. LLC. But it's like, you know, you can branch out and do all these different settings, and your skills they move from one setting to one setting. I just think what we talked about, like you just have to keep those like primary characteristics key, and you'll be set wherever you go. You'll learn different things.
Yeah.
At every bar. Trust me, no bar is the same.
Literally every bar.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's important to go to different bars, be in different environments.
Yes.
If you've been at one place and you've only been there, you've been there for the last 5 years.
Right.
It may be time for you to move on and experience some more because you can learn something from everywhere and everybody. I learned so much from you today.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
So,
like one bar might have a beautiful dishwasher to wash your glasses, and the other bar, girl, you're gonna be washing those.
Yeah. And, you know.
Yeah, exactly. With the little chloride tablet.
Right, yeah.
The flu. Yeah. So.
That part's the same in a lot of bars.
Yes.
But, you know. Awesome. Oh my God. We had such a great conversation.
I know, this was fun. I was
fun.
nervous, but this was fun.
No, you did amazing, girl. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Anything else to say?
No, I think after watching this, if it wasn't too long, get yourself a drink if you don't already have one in your hand, because that's what we're going to do.
There you go. She said it. Go grab yourself a drink. Ooh. There's still kids around. I'm like, maybe we'll end it with a shot. We won't.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. It's fine. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining myself and Jamillia today. She gave a lot of great insight behind the bar and her experiences, and I loved every single part of everything that she said. Again, if you are a bartender or you know any bartenders that would just provide as much insight as Jamillia did, then please hit me up. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to get this down eventually. Just give me some time, okay? Whatever those YouTubers do. Do all of that. Follow Barside Manner and stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks, girl! Bye, y'all!
Bye!